Hi, I'm John Deanna. I'm the investigations editor at the Santa Rosa Press-Democrat. With me is Austin Murphy, a staff writer who's just written a story that has a lot of people talking. This is a story about a convicted killer who was recently paroled into a neighborhood, and the family of the man he killed lives there also, and they have some pretty strong feelings about it. Austin, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, one morning I was walking out of 24-hour fitness in Petaluma and saw a really arresting, actually my wife saw it first, this flyer, with the headline "Murderer," and we learned about Brandon Terrell, who on September 9th was paroled out of San Quentin, where he had spent the last 7 years of his 11-year sentence for stabbing his friend, another Petaluma native, Brian Roth. And so the story was simply about one guy who had paid his debt to society and was instructed by the parole board to move back to Sonoma County, so it made most sense for him to move to Petaluma. But the family of the victim, also many of whom are in town or in the area, just sort of the way they were re-traumatized and how they reacted. A lot of pretty potent ingredients.
So this was not any kind of accidental killing by any stretch. This was a particularly brutal crime, was it not?
Yeah, often involuntary manslaughter maybe involves a car accident. In this case, at an illegal cannabis trimming party in 2012 up in outside of Auburn in the Sierra foothills, Terrell, under the influence of a lot of different drugs and alcohol, in a kind of a drug-fueled frenzy, when he started waving a knife around, and when his friend came up behind him and tried to wrest the knife from him, he attacked him and stabbed him 18 times, killed him. His attorney retained an expert witness who informed the court that he was so intoxicated and had pre-existing psychiatric conditions, so he could not have had intent, and so the prosecution worried that an insanity defense would work, and that he might only serve a light sentence of 18 months or so. Accepted a plea deal for voluntary manslaughter, and that has, an 11-year sentence, and that has really hurt and infuriated the victim's family ever since.
So when he was in prison, he was somewhat of a model prisoner, was he not?
From everything we can tell, and I talked to people, I talked to his baseball manager in San Quentin. He was a successful rehabilitation. He took full advantage of the 100 or so educational programs available in San Quentin. He's worked a lot on their media program. He was a captain of the baseball team. He was actually a mentor for some of the prisoners in there. Part of the tension of the story is that the victim's family aren't particularly interested in hearing about this. This guy gets to go on and perhaps rebuild his life, whereas their loved one, is gone. And so,
Yeah. Well, you did a masterful job capturing some of those tensions, and our readers can check it out at pressdemocrat.com. That's a story by Austin Murphy. Thank you.